What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's a heel turned hero homecoming as Dynamite takes place in MJF's hometown of Long Island, while the fans give him a hero's welcome or turn on their favourite son. Well, join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know, including Roman Reigns officially pulled from pay-per-view, a wrestler exposes a huge scandal, a superstar wants to get Triple H out of retirement for one more match, where is Cesaro, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and also our non-wrestling channel Incredible. As always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we look at the good first as number 1, a brutal bout. What in the hell is Jeff Hardy doing now? Last night's match between Jeff and Darby looked like someone had beamed Brother Nero from the year 1999 in, as Hardy performed sick bump after sick bump and Darby Allin seemed obligated to keep up with every insane spot. Now, we've given up trying to figure out how Jeff Hardy still does it, and all we can do is advise Darby Allin to stop trying to emulate Jeff. The way things are going, Darby will be using a walker before Jeff does. On a side note, how big was that damn ladder? It looked like something so high there should be an altitude sickness warning on the top. Number 2, Wrestlemania's Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho is truly a wizard, as the 51-year-old grappler continues to cast a spell on audiences, wowing them with his latest incarnations. It's difficult to think of a wrestler who has successfully reimagined himself so often, or one who does and says some stupid things yet finds a way to get him over. His current role as the leader of an assemblage of sports entertainers is perfect, as he plays the cowardly heel surrounded by a bunch of unlikable goofs. It'll be interesting to see if Jericho can help get them over better, especially now that the group has run afoul of the Blackpool Combat Club. Number 3, building Blackpool or burying it. The confrontation between the Blackpool Combat Club and Jericho Appreciation Society was fantastic, as it seemed organic, with Moxley, Danielson, Yuta and Regal apparently tiring of Jericho's antics and hatred of traditional wrestling, which we've actually mentioned before is a great dig at the WWE sports entertainers and Vince McMahon's viewing of wrestling. The BCC's appearance couldn't have played out better, as the group has been spending too much time fighting AEW's lower card stars and needed a challenge. The only question is whether a program between the two factions will elevate Jericho's underlings or undermine the BCC, as Moxley and Danielson are fighting one main eventer and a group of rising stars. While we'll have to wait on that, it was fantastic seeing the two groups fight, including William Regal laying out Jericho with the power of the punch. Number 4, MJF's FaceTime. While there's nothing more to be said about MJF that hasn't been said about his mastery of playing the heel, watching him play the babyface in his Long Island hometown was fun on so many levels. We never want to see an MJF babyface run, but the idea that there's one place where the fans will always cheer for him and will play it up is both surreal and superb. The man's mastery of working a crowd is next level, as seen by the fans turning on Punk during last night's show. MJF is insanely talented, so much so that he could entertain the fans just reading from an Applebee's menu. Number 5, Shawn vs Brett 2022. Last night's Owen Hart tournament match between Adam Cole and Dax Harwood was another amazing reminder of just how good the Owen Hart tournament has been. That's not all, as it was also a battle between a Shawn Michaels guy and a Bret Hart guy, as both competitors channeled their respective wrestling heroes while staying true to their individual styles. And number 6 is Christian turning heel. Is Captain Charisma getting ready to turn heel? AEW is known for its subtlety in storyline, so right now it's difficult to pinpoint any specifics suggesting Christian Cage is turning heel. Still, fans watching his interaction with Jungle Boy over the last few weeks has some fans thinking Cage may be getting frustrated with Jungle Boy's recent string of losses. The thought of a singles feud between Cage and Jungle Boy sounds intriguing, and it could be a good way to test the waters for another go at Jungle Boy's singles program, not to mention Luchasaurus, who was so much more than a tag team wrestler with a dinosaur mask. But that was a good. What about the bad? As number 1, the Danhausen Dilemma. AEW has a potential problem on its hands with wrestler Danhausen, a wrestler who seems like a good fit for AEW's wide array of performers and styles, but who might be the kiss of death for Hook's growing AEW career. While Danhausen isn't for everyone, the same can be said of other AEW stars, and the promotion seems to have a good feel for providing the right variety. Here's the potential problem. Is Danhausen, a clear comedy character, a good fit for Hook, who's been presented as a complete badass? Now, we think AEW is going for an odd couple tag team, much like the WWE pulled it off when it teamed The Rock and Mick Foley, resulting in the zany but wildly successful Rock and Sock connection. However, what if they fail and Danhausen and Hook become this generation's head cheese? It could destroy Hook's momentum overnight. That was nothing downright ugly, as it was a solid show as the Owen Hart tournament continues to honor Owen's name with some marvelous matches. AEW is slowly turning up the heat with its various feuds, and with Double or Nothing this less than 3 weeks away, fans should expect to see more action and more angles on Dynamite. What do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at a wrestler exposes a huge scandal. Atop of the news today is a report concerning New Japan Pro Wrestling sensation and former WWE star Kota Ibushi, and rumors a 39-year-old may be done with the promotion. The wrestling world is reacting after Ibushi told social media and criticized the promotion, claiming an abuse of power, including harassment. Inside the Ropes' James Holder is reporting that on May 10th, the star unleashed a series of messages on social media, including screenshots of conversations between himself, Kikuchi, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, who is part of New Japan's talent relations department. Kota wasn't holding back when he tweeted, "I'll expose all about the former cheater's gun, already returned, and the sexual harassing bosses, from the company's president's lies to his unreasonable power harassment this time. Get prepared for this. Tokyo Sports and TV Asahi too? I don't care." Ibushi seems to feel his New Japan career is over, and he's added, "I didn't mind, but it felt wrong to stay quiet. I'm really calm and collected. I don't know what makes me officially fired, but saying it via line message shows Kikuchi's personality and the president's instructions. There are too many other things to talk about, but you'll know it soon. The truth can't be concealed. I'm totally calm. I was just disappointed that this low-level person, Kikuchi, was my boss, and felt sorry that I faced power harassment from him." I keep in mind that these tweets are translated from Japanese, and some pundits and fans are wondering if anything has been lost in translation. Nevertheless, Ibushi seems vocal about his concern over what he sees in New Japan Pro Wrestling. When a fan tweeted, "I'm worried that if you're tired," Ibushi replied, "My daily life is not tiring at all, but I just had to say it because while the good parts are good, New Japan Pro Wrestling's culture of having to let the bad things slide was so abnormal. I'm gonna expose all of it. I think you'll know then." The highly decorated Japanese grappler added, "There are some abnormalities that you'd overlook when you're in the inner circle. It will sound imprudent, but some can die at any moment with power harassment, lying and cheating being commonplace. I feel sorry for it and I have to correct this situation." Japan's pro wrestling scene has been criticized in its past for its alleged ties with organized crime, as well as a culture of sheer brutality for wrestlers trying to break into the system. What do you think of these accusations though? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Roman Reigns officially pulled from a pay-per-view. Now, Roman Reigns has hit the headlines over the past few days as it was revealed that he will be taking some time off over the next few months. This has led to fans questioning why the WWE put both belts on him, especially if they knew that he was going to be absent for the summer. But WWE have now officially confirmed that Reigns will not be at their next premium live event offering known as Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is set to take place on June 5th, and they've removed Reigns from the advertised roster list, as well as the official poster. This will actually mark the second consecutive pay-per-view which has failed to feature a world title match. Next up, a superstar wants to wrestle Triple H. One of the great things about a professional wrestler is the opportunity to wrestle one of your heroes. Sadly, Drew McIntyre's wish for a Wrestlemania match against Hunter Hearst Helmsley went unfulfilled, but not due to a lack of trying. The Scottish Warrior recently chatted with TalkSport's Alex McCarthy about the dream match he desired. "I pitched at every opportunity I could. How about us at Wrestlemania? What's the story?" Triple H said, and I said, "What's the story? We'll figure it out, but what about you and me at Wrestlemania? How awesome would that be?" As fans know, Triple H's wrestling schedule gradually decreased as he grew older and focused more on NXT. Sadly, while Drew McIntyre wanted a Triple H match, Triple H was forced to abruptly retire following a life-threatening cardiac incident in 2021. Although he can no longer wrestle, he's doing well physically, and Drew McIntyre is grateful for that, as well as Triple H bringing him back to the WWE after McIntyre's 2014 release. And finally, where's Cesaro? Last but not least, Cesaro fans are wondering why the Swiss Superman hasn't shown up on any wrestling promotion following his exit from the WWE. While Cesaro is cleared to compete, Fightful Select reports that Cesaro's asking price might be too high, whether it's working for a match or signing autographs. There's speculation Cesaro is content staying at home until someone meets his asking price. Would you guys like to see the Swiss Cyborg back in the ring? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.